Hi, this is Gayle from BERNINA of Naperville, and aren't you just a little bit curious about how we made this cute little circle around our Witch's Sneaky Cat design, or maybe even the bigger circle around this cave facet orange design? Well, come on, let's head over to the computer and I'm going to show you how I did it.
Okay, I'm going to start by showing you the circle with kind of like a basic thing in mind. So I want to put this on the center of a Dresden that I'm making that's going to be a placemat. So basically I want to take this design and I'm going to alter it just a little bit. Now my design isn't grouped together, so I'm going to easily use my polygon select tool and I am going to get rid of grateful. I just went around that, hit enter, and now delete on my keyboard. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the blessed. So I'm going to grab my polygon select tool again and left click, 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 enter, and then delete on my keyboard. So now I'm just left with thankful and my little flower. So now what I want to do is kind of select all here, and I'm just going to reduce this down just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And now what I want to do is make a circle, and I'm going to use my closed object tool and my single outline stitch, and then I'm going to go down way down here on my color bar down here and just grab any old color will do. And this is my favorite part. I'm going to right click in a triangle formation. So right click, right click, right click, enter. And that gives me a circle that I'm going to select. Now if we look up here in our piece here, I want to make this a perfect circle. So I'm going to unlock proportional settings so that I can go ahead and draw 6.9 here and 6.9 there and enter. And now my circle is a perfect 6.9 inch circle. And that is going to be great. And I can actually even change my hoop here to use my new 8.5 inch square hoop right there and say, okay. And there we go. So now I'm ready to stitch this out. So now the benefit of this circle here is that now that I have my circle, it's the last thing that stitches out. So when I take this over to the machine, it's going to stitch out all of my stuff, and then the final color is where I'm going to place my interfacing, that poly mesh stabilizer, and I'm going to put that on the top, and then it's going to stitch this circle that I then will trim, make a slice in my poly mesh stabilizer, and I'll have a perfect little center. And we're going to send this to our machine. I can do this either one of two ways. I can send this over with our Wi-Fi device, but I happen to have a little USB stick that I use here when I'm working on some of my projects at home. And so then I plug that in, and then I'm just going to send this to that stick using the EXP format. My machine recognizes that I have the USB stick in there, and then I can go ahead and say OK.
All right, we're ready to go over to the machine. Okay, so I'm floating a piece that has been stuck down here with 505 spray. And whenever I do that, and of course I'm using our clamp hoop here, I am going to do a thread up command here to get my needle in and out to pull up my bobbin thread. And I'm just going to do a little bit of basting around the perimeter. Okay, so now it's time to put the poly mesh stabilizer down. You can see here it's kind of sheer. It you know, has some body to it, but it's just going to allow us to do this perfect little circle around here and then turn it inside out. I'm also going to change to a lighter color thread for this step, because ultimately what we're going to do with this is we're going to just turn this inside out so that we can have a perfect circle to put in the middle of our Dresden. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is trim about 1/8 of an inch away from that stitching line. Then I'm going to slice into the middle here and turn it inside out. Okay, so I trimmed my edges around there. I removed the stabilizer, and then I cut a slit through here so I can turn this inside out easily. And now I'm just going to push these seams out, and then I'll press it, and then I'll have a perfect little circle that I can put in the middle of my little placemat that I'm making. All right, let me show you how this is going to look. So this is going to get appliqued right into the center there, but look at our nice showcase for our embroidery.
So that's my project, but you might want just a circle that you can add to some other things, and well, we can do that too. So basically what we want to do now is we want to get rid of everything from above that circle. So I clicked on the last color in that design, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and click and then hit delete. Now don't be alarmed, we're not deleting our original design. I inserted the embroidery into my design 1 right there. So I'm not messing with anything with that original design. But now what I want to do is take this circle and save it. And I'm going to save this, you know, a lot of times I save things like this into classes and things like that. Sometimes, you know, I have other things that I work on here. So let's just call this Circle Applique folder. And then what I'm going to do is open that folder and save this design as my circle. Now, as a reminder, this circle is a 6.9 circle. So basically, all we need to do is save this. It's going to be just an outline stitch and so forth, but I can enlarge and reduce this circle to anything that I want it to be. If I drag these corners, it's going to be proportionate. And if I go over to my sewing machine, I could even add this into an existing design on my sewing machine. Let's have a look. If you have something in mind that you want to create, for instance, I like this little bug that's in this folder here, and I want to add like a little circle around him. So first of all, what I'm going to do is go ahead and bounce out here to the hoop that I want to use. I'm going to use the midi hoop today. And then I'm going to add my circle, and there you can see it right there, that I made in my software. Now, that's a pretty large circle for this bug, so I'm just going to go to my I button, and I'm going to make sure that it's just this circle that's selected. See how I can select that? It's just the circle, this is just the bug, and this is the bug and the circle. So I'm going to make sure that that layer 2 is gray, dark gray like that, and that the color of the circle shows up. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my enlarge reduce icon there, and I'm just going to reduce this in size until it is about 3.5 inches. That looks perfect. And now I think I might even be able to get away with using a medium hoop now. oh yeah, that looks great. All right. And then I would just stitch this out. But having the circle here gives us an opportunity if we wanted to make a lot of designs with a circle in it and this treatment that you just saw me demonstrate.
Okay, so I bet you're wondering where you can get your hands on one of those circles, right? Well, we saved it as a file that is a downloadable piece right in the description of this video. And it's pretty easy. You're just going to go click on the link and then it will download. It's just a simple little design. You can save it to a stick, put it on your machine like I showed you, and then make it any size you want. It's our gift to you for the fall if you want to make little Dresden centers to showcase your embroidery. So I'd like to thank you so much for watching. And I would also like to thank you for all of your kind words and comments and support during this year. It's been really fun. It's been fun interacting with you on social and for those of you that call the store. Well, if you want to see more videos like this one or other tutorials, don't forget to check out our BERNINA of Naperville YouTube channel. It's easy. It's youtube.com/BERNINA of Naperville, and there you can like, comment, and subscribe. So now, off to it. Go make those awesome fall, holiday, spring, whatever it is you want to create. Go do it. Be creative. Thanks.